Another week of training with Felipe and Ed is in the background. Some good scrambles today between Felipe and Ed, and then just continuation of the good wrestling from Felipe. And it's really about trying to get our A games going against each other. For me, it's about that over-under passing. And what I enjoy about these shorter rounds is that they give us a chance to go a little bit higher intensity. And then once the person has a round off, the person coming in has had a high intensity round, there's a little bit of a difference of fatigue. Great little go behind here. And really good job attacking the back. But obviously, I'm able to get a little bit of leverage. Just nice transition to the mount. Really close on the triangle here. Just my size and strength really helped me out. Maybe if the angle was a little bit right, but really close here. And then I work out into close guard. So this is as far as I think I'll go, because I can whip around to this side. So that has been the most successful passing strategy for me, is going over under on that right hand side for me, that left hand side for you, and then punching that arm across and then sweeping over. That's been a really powerful pass for me. And then from here, some good retention from you. Cleanest takedown of the day, this little arm drag into that leg. And he loves that because if I overpower him and get him onto his back, it's right into his guard. And then right into a really nice pass. I was going for a little stupid baseball bat choke. I think if my wrists weren't so busted up, I might have been able to get it here, but he has such a great little spin around arm bar from this position, and then he actually uses his pants as friction. That's one thing that I noticed this week for the first time, was that he likes the pants because it gives him an extra tight grip on the arm when he goes for arm bars. So interesting to think about. Little gear choice. So with me and Ed, it's really about if I can get some sort of 2-on-1 pressure on his arms or some sort of body lock. Other than that, it's really hard to control because he'll get his arm underneath that leg and then ditch into that deep half position like he does right here. And then he eventually gets into the position he likes. I probably made a mistake. I probably should have gone for the pass instead. And he loves this position because he ultimately spins around. That's technically a sweep, and then he's in a good passing position. It's weird. I think we have to really study how he moves, because if not, I think he's kind of discovered almost I mean, I guess it's kind of a Bernardo Faria game, but it is such an effective thing, because like from so many positions he gets there, and then he's just safe and puts consistent pressure on your body. It's just so hard to stop. So this is just slowed down a little bit to regular speed, and you can just see how he collapses down onto your leg, grabs your leg with his leg, your bottom leg, kind of hooks your ankle with his legs, and then goes with that arm in. And then even when he gets swept, he knows he could eventually make it back to this position, and then he just slowly works his way up. A little breakdance move. Nice little move, but then he sneaks his arm in right back to that position. And you can almost never get chest to chest on his back. That's the real key, is because he has pressure on your inner thigh and rotation of your hips, you can never get chest to chest. And so you can try to go for some crucifix positions, but he does this really nice crucifix escape. And then the other thing too is that if he can, he'll try and grab your leg. So this is his crucifix escape. He goes around to your front, and if he can't get there, he goes around and grabs your leg right away. And then that's just excellent chain wrestling from him, grabbing that inside leg. He knows if he gets bowled over, then he can go back into his guard. But if he's on top, he goes right into his passing. So it's tough. It's a slow-paced game, very methodical. I kind of love it, because it's kind of what I do to people when I have nothing left. So I'll try some more explosive body lock Toriando style passing, but if I were to strip everything down and choose one set of techniques to use, I would maybe choose this one, because it's so reliable and it's so accessible from so many different positions. So you can actually see a lot of my game in his game. And then kind of the whole idea of having a dangerous turtle is what he goes for. And then that's the other facet of his game that you have to pay attention, is his fast footlocks. That he has kind of a very interesting inversion leg lock game. So you have to be very careful about what your foot placement is, because he will take heel hooks and he will take Mikey locks, because he's been training with me, and so he knows kind of how to put the foot in a very compromised position. And then from there, he'll go back and forth. Just a really nice berimbolo counter here, making sure your knee is out, and then using that pressure to get on his back. But then you saw he got his arm underneath, and then he gets right back into his offense. So one thing that I'll always try to do now, because we realize that I am the taller person, is to snap you down, and then kind of a weak shot there. Not really happy with the shot, but I am happy with a little bit of this chain wrestling because got you a little bit hesitant, got your leg near me, and I'm able to grab that inside leg into a good wrestling position. And then from here you see the major difference between Ed's style of passing and my style of passing. He's very committal to your right hand side, and he goes hard on his same side leg, basically using both of his arms on your one leg and then passing underneath. But I like to go one arm on one leg and kind of use both exactly where I tuck your knee onto my shoulder. From here I can go in either direction, maybe go for the dog bar, but then you end up doing a really nice move here by getting me down onto your knee and then doing a really nice little sweep here. So it's going to come up. The nice thing about that style of passing is that I get into a really nice sweeping position right away. I do a little deep half rollover sweep, make sure my arm is safe, capture that bottom leg so you can't get back up, and we're right back where we started. So this was great. It was enough pressure where I had to address it by collapsing down onto my elbow and addressing it with my hand. And that actually gives you enough space to hip heist and get into a really nice front headlock position. And then here, amazing work, just making sure your shoulders are off the mat, and then that reversion into that side control. Just awesome work, making sure you have good shoulder mobility and then into a passing position. So like I said with Ed, pretty much the only way I can get him is just using my size and strength here. Just collapsed into the howdy, got the figure 4 around his head, little neck crank. So if I was any lighter, this is a bad position for me because he'll get that hook underneath my leg and off balance me and then take the leg and heel hook me. So the only reason I'm able to get out there is because I'm super heavy on that leg and he's pulling and I'm basically committing all of my weight onto that leg so that he gives him a chance to get up. And then the one thing that I've been working on maybe to help with his style is a little arm drag, and then I've been working on this kind of front headlock Darce sequence where I engage a front headlock on him, but it's tough because he has such control of the leg, and then eventually if I get any sort of front headlock position, he's going to hop over like he does right there into this more difficult position to finish at least, and then he spins and scrambles, and he's actually really decent at scrambling. That's the other thing that is kind of interesting, is that he's amazing at scrambling out of the bad positions and into the position he likes, which is that kind of single leg position. Probably the best little judo takedown of the day, a little uchimata into a front headlock, and then you'll see that his defense is solid here too. And then try the giggler, but he knows how to defend it so well. And then it's tough because he's good at punishing with arm bars. And so if your limb is out in any way, he'll take it even going over top here and then using his forehead. Great rounds. See you next week.